Question 1, we've got 3x to the power 1, y to the power 4 squared. The coefficient becomes squared, so that's 9. Then we've got x times by x, which would give me x squared, and y to the 4 times by y to the 4, which would give me y to the 8. Next question, I'm going to divide the coefficients, so that's going to give me 4. X cubed divided by x squared gives me x to the power 1, or just x. Y cubed divided by y to the power of 1 just gives me y squared. Question 3, it's the difference of two squares. So it means it's going to be x plus 3 and x minus 3. Then the coefficients of x will cancel each other out, plus 3x and minus 3x, and that will just leave you with the x squared and the minus 9. Now this one, 144x squared, we're going to need to use 12x and 12x, and so that will multiply together to give 144x squared, and then we want to be minus 121, so we're going to need plus 11 and minus 11. Question 5. We okay there, guys? Okay. Question 5. If x equals 3, find the value of 140 plus 5x squared. So just be careful with your substitution. 140 plus 5 times by 3 squared. So it's going to be 140 plus 5 times by 9. So it's going to be 140 plus 45. So it's going to be 185. Alright, if x equals 0.5, as we go through in the weeks, the questions tend to become just a little bit harder with slightly harder numbers. So 0.5, we've got to be careful about squaring. So firstly, I'm just going to substitute everything in. So 3 times by 0.5 squared minus 4 times by 0.5 plus 2. So 0.5 squared, using my BIDMAS laws, I have to do the indices first. So 0.5 squared, a half times a half is a quarter, or 0.25. So it's 3 times by 0.25 minus 4 times by 0.5 is just going to be minus 4 times by 0.5 is 2, so minus 2, and then plus 2. So these two are going to cancel each other out, so it's just going to be left with this part. So if I minus 2, then plus 2, these cancel each other out. 3 times by 0.25 is 0.75. Question 7. If the nth term of a sequence is 3 times 5 to the n minus 1, find the fourth term. So it's 3 times by 5 to the power 3. Because this is going to be 4 taking away 1, giving me 3. So it's going to be 3 times by 5 times 5 by times 5 is 125. So this is going to give me 375. Question 8. 3 times by, this is going to be 3 times by 2 to the power 1, which is just going to be 3 times by 2, which is just 6. Question 9, estimation. Estimate 4.56 times 23.6. Just going to go one significant figure. So it's going to give me 5 times by 20, which is 100. One significant figure again. So we've got 30 plus 40 divided by 100. Which is going to give me 70 over 100, which gives me 0.7 or 7/10. Question 11. Highest common factor of 70 and 50. So we can do a factor tree if we need to. Just having a think if there's anything that's stopping me from going for 10. I think it's just going to be 10. Find the lowest common multiple of 16 and 20. So if you need a factor tree, draw one out. If you think that you can find it without a factor tree, go for that. So 16 and 20, I'll do a quick factor tree. So that's 4 times by 4, that's 2 times by 2, 2 times by 2, so that's 2 to the power 4. For 20, it's 5 times by 4, and that's 2 times by 2. So we can do a quick Venn diagram. We've got 2 and 2 shared, we've got a 5 there, and we've got another 2 and another 2 there. So we've got actually 2 to the power 4 times by 5, 2, 4, 8, 16 times by 5, which gives me 80. Right, expand and simplify x plus 2 squared. We've got x plus 2 times by x plus 2. That's going to give me x squared plus 2x plus another 2x plus 4, or x squared plus 4x plus 4. 4x minus 3 squared. 4x minus 3 times by 4x minus 3. Take your time, be careful. So 4x times by 4x gives me 16x squared. 4x times by minus 3 gives me minus 12x, minus another 12x, and then plus 9. So I've got 16x squared, take away 24x plus 9. Next question, standard form. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7.89 times 10 to the minus 6. Times 3.67 times 10 to the minus 1 in ordinary form. So that's just going to be 0.367. Shifted 1. Question 17. A block has a mass of 360 and a volume of 40. Calculate the density. So density is equal to mass divided by volume. So my density is equal to 360 divided by 40, which is equal to 36 divided by 4, which is equal to 9. And then we just need the correct units. Grams per centimeter cubed. This time I've got a block has a mass of 135 and a density of 9. Find the volume. So the volume is equal to the mass divided by the density. So I've got volume equals 135 divided by 9, which is going to be equal to 15 centimeters cubed. Make x the subject. I'm going to take the square root first because the whole of that side is being squared. So I've got root y equals ax. To get x on its own, I need to divide by a. That gives me root y over a equals x. And last one, to get x the subject here, just divide by a minus b. Done. Don't worry about expanding that out. It's just going to make it complicated for yourself. Just straight divide it by a minus b. So y over a minus b is equal to x. Done.